The kingship system in Igbo land is deeply rooted in the spiritual, social, and political structures of the people. Unlike monarchies in many parts of Africa, the Igbo kingship was not defined solely by lineage or inherited wealth. Instead, it evolved as a complex network of traditions that blended spiritual leadership, ancestral worship, and the will of the people. The Igbo kingship system, particularly the structure of leadership within the various Igbo kingdoms, clans, and villages, reflected the values of consensus, respect for elders, and the sacred duty to uphold the balance of society. At the core of the Igbo kingship structure is the concept of the Eze, king. However, the title of Eze was not uniformly adopted across all Igbo groups. Many communities in Igbo land used different titles, such as Igwe, Obi, or Odozi Obi, and each title carried its unique connotations and roles within the society. But despite the variations, certain principles remained the same across all Igbo groups. The king was a leader chosen through a combination of divine ordination, communal approval, and leadership qualities. The Eze is the highest political and spiritual leader in a community or kingdom. In traditional Igbo society, the role of the Eze is multifaceted. He is not only a ruler but also a custodian of the people's customs, traditions, and beliefs. The Eze's authority was never absolute or autocratic. Rather, he was expected to rule through consultation, consensus, and constant connection to the spiritual realm. The Eze is viewed as a mediator between the ancestors and the living people. He was the one responsible for upholding the ancestral rites and maintaining the sacred connection with the gods, most notably Chukwu, the supreme god in Igbo cosmology. The Eze's duties extended to performing rituals, offering sacrifices, and ensuring the well-being of the people by maintaining peace and order. A key responsibility was making decisions that would affect the community, whether it was in resolving disputes, leading the people in times of war, or ensuring that festivals and ceremonies were carried out in a way that honored the gods. The selection of the Eze was not a matter of birth alone. In many parts of Igbo land, the title of Eze was often acquired through a combination of election by the Council of Elders, divine signs, and acceptance by the people. The Igbo believed that a king who ruled without the divine approval of the gods would bring misfortune and strife to the community. The kingship was therefore not just a political office but also a spiritual one that required the Eze to be in tune with the divine and capable of interpreting the will of the gods for his people. He was not seen as a mere man but as the embodiment of the divine will on earth, his reign dependent on his ability to maintain a balanced relationship with the gods and the ancestors. In the Igbo kingship system, the Council of Elders played a critical role in governance. The council was composed of men who were respected for their wisdom, age, and experience. These elders were considered the spiritual and moral guides of the community, and they acted as advisors to the Eze. The council was responsible for ensuring that decisions made by the Eze were in line with the traditions, customs, and desires of the people. In matters of war, the council often held the power to approve or disapprove of the king's actions. In the case of conflicts, the elders would play a crucial role in mediating disputes and providing guidance on how to resolve tensions. The council was particularly important in the election or selection of a new Eze. Though the Eze's authority came from divine approval, the Council of Elders played a major role in identifying the right candidate based on his qualities, wisdom, and the support he had among the people. The process of selecting an Eze was usually carried out with great ceremony and respect for the customs of the community. In Igbo society, there was also a class of prominent men known as Ozo title holders. These men were highly respected in the community, and their title was a form of spiritual and social distinction. The Ozo title was not a political title like that of the Eze, but it carried significant weight in terms of social status, wealth, and influence. The Ozo title holders were often landowners, wealthy traders, and respected warriors who had earned their titles through a combination of accomplishments and sacrifices. They were responsible for ensuring the well-being of their villages or towns and played an important role in the governance of Igbo society. Ozo title holders had the right to take part in the councils of elders and influence decisions that affected the community. Their authority was derived from their achievements and the respect they commanded from the people. The Ozo title was deeply rooted in spiritual and ancestral beliefs. Those who attained the Ozo title were expected to uphold the values of truth, fairness, and justice. They were seen as guardians of the community's traditions and customs. The Ozo system was also hierarchical, with different levels of titles depending on the individual's accomplishments. The more prestigious the title, the more respect and influence the holder had within the community. In addition to the Eze and the Ozo title holders, religious leaders, particularly priests and priestesses, played a crucial role in the Igbo kingship hierarchy. The spiritual leaders were intermediaries between the community and the gods. They were responsible for conducting the necessary rituals and sacrifices to ensure the prosperity and health of the people. In many Igbo communities, the priest of the oracle held great influence, particularly in kingdoms where oracles were central to governance, such as in the Aro Confederacy. These spiritual leaders were believed to possess the divine wisdom to predict the future, provide counsel to kings, and maintain the connection between the community and the ancestors. The priest or priestess was often consulted in times of crisis or uncertainty, and their words were considered infallible. The oracle of Arachukwu, for example, became a center of power, with the spiritual authority to dictate the course of entire kingdoms. These religious leaders could command armies, settle disputes, and even determine the fate of entire communities.